responsibility, right?
Yeah. Check. Already. Yeah. I want the money back. Hey, roll it up. He want it back. She want it back. Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Parsonage. We're on episode 4, right? I think so. This is episode 4. We've been having an amazing time so far. We've been talking beauty, we've been talking TV, we've been talking HBCU bands, but on today, they gave LaJoyce the Voice the special job of hosting the Parsonage. Look at me talking about they. But I have the special privilege and honor of hosting episode 4. Today we're talking about our top 5 NBA players of all time. So I'm not a sports girl. I like lipstick and gospel music and shopping, but I'm going to allow these amazing gentlemen to take the conversation over. We have to my left or my right, I don't know, somewhere on this screen, we have John Ingraham, and somewhere else on this screen, we have our friend J.E. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Y'all say hey to the people.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. A special shout out to my boy J.E. Welcome to the debate circle, my friend. Thank you for joining us.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me. Shout out to everybody.
All righty, John. So you're up first. Who are your top 5 NBA picks of all time?
All right. My 5 favorite, greatest all-time NBA players, J.E. I know you saw where ESPN released their list last week, and I felt that the list was absolutely bogus from the top half to the bottom half of the list. So I'm going to try to clean up the list a little bit for them to show them the path of righteousness. All right. So I'm going to start my number 5 person, somebody who I definitely feel as if ESPN ranked too low. All right. I'm going with the Black Mamba. I think number 5 is Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is definitely one of the top 5 greatest NBA players of all time, 5-time NBA champion. The things that he meant to the city of Los Angeles coming out of the draft at 18 years old, and the legacy that he left in the game 20 years, he really showed what a greatness over an extended period of time looks like. So rest in peace. I'm going with the Black Mamba at number 5. At number 4, I'm staying in Los Angeles. I'm going with Magic Johnson. I think that Magic Johnson is the number 4 greatest basketball player of all time. The captain of the ship when it came down to Showtime Lakers, averaging 19 points, over 11 assists, and almost 6-7 rebounds a game over the duration of his career. So I'm going with Magic at number 4. Number 3, I have LeBron James. I think LeBron James is the number 3. Yes, I said it. He's number 3. I think ESPN had him just a spot too high. I think that LeBron at this point in his career, taking in consideration his pre-championship days in Cleveland, the work he put in down in Miami, I'm repping all the time. I'm always going to rep the home city. The work he put in down in Miami, and then him going back to Cleveland and bringing a title to that city. Something that hadn't been done since Jim Brown doing it in the 60s with the Cleveland Browns. I know LeBron James is great, but I just don't see how people like you, sir, argue that he's number 1, but we're going to get back to that in a little while, all right? At number 2, I'm going with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think that Kareem gets no love, especially from cats who are younger than us, J.E., because they don't know much about the history of the game, and they don't know what Kareem meant even before he got to the Lakers. Before Showtime, Kareem, as Lou Alcindor, was an MVP and a champion with the Bucks. Before he even came to LA, the man is a 6-time champion, 5-time league MVP, the most unstoppable move in NBA history, and he's the all-time leading scorer. So he's my number 2 greatest player of all time. I don't think Magic, Kobe, or LeBron reached a peak that Kareem reached in his peak. But there's only one GOAT, and his name is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. I'm talking 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs. I'm talking the greatest two-way player we've ever seen. You have a pair of Jordans in your closet. I know you do. Don't sit over there and act like that, J.E. Everybody wanted to like Mike, and deep down in your soul, you still do too. It's all right. Just like I know you want to be A&E, but we'll talk about that later. So it's all good. It's really all good. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, his greatness is unmatched. His peak has been unmatched, and he's everybody's wannabe. Everybody who's ever stepped onto a basketball court post 1998 wanted to be like Mike. So that's my top 5. I'm sticking to it. What you got, homie?
Listen, man, I commend you for your efforts and all that you did to explain that list. But I will agree with you on this. I agree that ESPN was absolutely out of their mind to have Kobe Bryant down at 8 or 9.
9.
So it's crazy. You almost pushing the Mamba out of the top 10, which was bananas. And I'm just trying to figure out who in the world they got in the back room coming up with this list, because it can't be basketball experts. I mean, with that being said, I'm starting my list off in the same place with you. Kobe Bryant, it's a tie for me, and I know it's top 5, but it's Kobe Bryant, Dr. J-ish, because for me, the greatest is about the influence they have on the game. And now learning about Kobe, the mentality, the Mamba mentality, Kobe is definitely number 5 with me, right there with Dr. J, because Dr. J came in. If he had a little bit longer career in the NBA, he'll probably be my number 5. But the way he changed the game, changed Converse marketing, was one for the hood, if you will, so to speak. But Kobe Bryant is definitely number 5 for me. At number 4, man, I got Magic Johnson. I'm in the Lakers too. I'm with the Lakers. Magic Johnson, man, it's unreal. He too, like Larry Bird, they changed the face of the NBA. The game was dying. The NBA was going downward, and Magic came in, turned Showtime up in Los Angeles, California, in Hollywood. And Magic doesn't get all the props that he deserves either. Anybody that can go to the NBA Finals as a rookie, play all 5 positions, is the greatest point guard to ever play the game, definitely deserves to be in the top 5. So for me, Magic is number 4. Number 3 is Kareem. I'm still in Los Angeles. Lou Alcindor, as you mentioned, from the streets of New York all the way to UCLA, to Milwaukee, back to California, man. He just changed the game. One of the most unstoppable, as you mentioned, moves in basketball history. If you ever perfect it now, it still can't be stopped. And then how can we not put him in the top 3 when he's the leading scorer in NBA history, man? So for me, number 3 is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number 2, it's even hard for me to say this, but I just got to respect the game. Number 2 is Michael Jordan.
Wow.
Number 2 to me. I respect the 6 NBA championships. I respect the 6 finals, but I also respect people like Scottie Pippen that was there with Michael Jordan, that helped him get over the hump. He didn't win any championships until Scottie got there. I think the greatest thing about Michael Jordan is how he revolutionized.
That statement. Remember what you just said.
Oh,
Remember.
I will. I'm ready for that. Don't worry. So I think Michael Jordan revolutionized the game, man. As you mentioned, never me, but everybody else wanted to be like Mike. I don't own a pair of Jordans at all, but you know, people do. I do own a pair of 11s if I can get my hands on the original. But he revolutionized the game, man. No mentality. What we're seeing in this documentary, there's no mindset I've ever seen in sports like that. His leadership is not my style of leadership, but man, it worked. It drove a team, and he's number 2 for me. And number 1, man, and this may be biased to the world, but I don't care. Number 1 for me is LeBron James. LeBron James. Before it's all said and done, my man will be the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. He'll be top 5 in rebounds, top 5 in assists, probably top 3 in assists. And there's no specimen. LeBron is a creative player on NBA 2K. There's no guy you've seen 6'8" at that weight, 260 pounds, that can run the floor like this. And everywhere he goes, he makes a statement. And when he leaves, the team doesn't recover, or the organization doesn't recover. Wow. And I just think, man, the will of the game, your Miami Heat are slowly coming back. But let's keep it 100. Before we got to Miami,
2 years after he left.
Before we got to Miami, it was going downward.
We had it. Okay, we're gonna come back to that. We're gonna come back.
We'll talk about that. But for me, man, this LeBron. I just appreciate the leadership style. I appreciate the type of player he is, how he gets guys involved. And I think the weight of what he's carried has proven him to be the greatest player in NBA history, the greatest basketball player to ever step face on this earth. That's my top 5.
Well then, nice picks, gentlemen. I guess, I mean, there were some moments when y'all were kind of speaking Japanese, talking about assists and all of those things. I know what y'all was talking about, but great list. I love to hear your picks and the reasons why, the reasons supporting those individuals. I think I do know a little bit more about basketball than I thought I knew hearing what you all were sharing, so I don't feel so out of the loop. But yeah, we're gonna break to a commercial and we'll come back and talk about these picks a little bit more. Y'all stay tuned.
But now they mad at me. Yeah, I see them, I'm hitting the gas. Hold up, I ended up doing the dash. These haters, they want me to crash. Thought I went last. My mama kept praying for me. Way too many bad vibes all around you, homie. Stay away from me. You see them chasing that cake? Make sure all my dogs get a taste of it.
Join us next week for a very special couples edition of the Parsonage. Grab your bae and meet us on Crazy Faith TV next week. See you then.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much for sticking in with us. We are back with part 2. We even got a wardrobe change. Y'all check out that wardrobe change over there. Woo!
I'm like one of them old preachers on Youth Sunday night.
With the collar.
With the collar.
I'm telling you.
With the collar.
Ooh, I'm weak.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so ESPN is wrapping up The Last Dance, their documentary on the amazing Michael Jordan himself. And we just wanted to have our own little debate here and wrap this thing right on up. We want to know, the viewers and myself want to know what you two gentlemen think is the answer to this question. Who is the greatest? Is it LeBron? Or is it Michael Jordan? Let's see. Who wants to take this one first?
I'll start this one off. I'll start this one off.
Okay.
Listen, I respect Michael Jordan, right? I have the utmost respect for what he's done for the game. I think that Michael Jordan is great. I think he's a phenomenal basketball player. But the problem that I have with Michael Jordan fans and all those that scream he's the greatest of all time is that they don't want to let his legacy pass us by. It's okay. It doesn't take away from how great he was. Because the reality is they wanted Kobe Bryant to be Michael, but he was just the Kmart version of Michael Jordan. But
don't you dare be disrespectful. Don't you do it. Don't do it.
Then this 6'8", 260-pound specimen from Akron, Ohio, came into the NBA. And from the moment he stepped foot on an NBA court, he's proven himself as a leader and as a winner, taking one of the most horrible teams in NBA history to a 61 win regular season to the NBA Finals. Having gone to the NBA Finals 9 times, 8 consecutive times, and has 3 championships, 4 league MVP awards, and he's still seemingly in the prime of his game 17 years into it. And this is what makes LeBron the greatest basketball player of all time for me. The way he always makes the right basketball move. He was knocked for early on. People doubted him, called him not clutch. But when you look at the clutch record, his statistics clutch-wise are better than Michael Jordan. He got a greater percentage of last-minute shots within 5 seconds than Michael Jordan. The man has carried teams. He's made guys around him better. That's what makes him the best player of all time. And you can't argue that. You can't argue that. Always. Not to mention this last point. Everywhere my guy goes, they win. Everywhere. If it's Cleveland, we go NBA championship. We go down to Miami, 4 straight consecutive trips to the NBA Finals, 2 championships. We shoot back to Cleveland, go to 4 consecutive NBA Finals and 1 championship. Then we go out to LA, have a rough season because he gets injured. But at the time he's getting injured, we're 4th in the West, And then this year, before the pandemic, we're #1 in the West, and he's on his way to potentially getting another MVP. He's the greatest player of all time. And if you're not biased to Michael Jordan, it's no question. No question.
There are several questions, and I am
Ask them.
as it comes. This is not the Miami Dolphins we are talking about, which I have no ability to be objective about. We are talking basketball, and we are talking to individuals who I've known and who I've watched and who I've seen and who I've studied. And so I know completely what I'm saying. And I know what you're saying is absolute baloney. It's first name, Oscar. That's what it is. It's baloney. First of all, you seem like you would be, and there was a story about James Harrison giving his throwing his son's participation trophy in the garbage because we don't celebrate participation, we celebrate winning. And there is something to be said about 6-0. 6-0 James Craig, 6-0 LaJoyce Ingraham. Michael Jordan never lost when he went to the finals. So let's take a few steps back because I want to go back to something you said during your top 5 argument about LeBron lifting teams and LeBron never needing Scottie Pippen to get him over the hump and all of this other stuff. Can you answer this for me? Can you answer this? Because I was there. I would like to know if you remember why, because I was there. I lived in Miami, from Miami, born and bred. Right. I know why. Why did LeBron James leave Cleveland the first time?
Because the organization in Cleveland would not put people around him to win a championship. No question.
They wouldn't put people around him, or he knew for a fact that he did not have what it takes to be a leader? Because he himself said,
absolutely
going to Miami, no, sir. It has been well documented that the man has said that he had to go to Miami. Going to Miami was college for him because always lamented the fact, and I'm going to talk about that too, because people like you preach about the man has been in the league for 20 years. Michael Jordan had to go to college first, and Michael Jordan had to spend at least 3 years in college, which was not the rule when Kobe and when 2 years in college, LeBron, that wasn't the rule when KG and Kobe and all of these other guys came out. But either way, Michael Jordan had to go to college, and you all just completely throw out the fact that the man was an NCAA champion as well before he came into the NBA. So let's not
James Worthy.
With James, great. I'm not talking about who was on the team. I'm talking about the man was a champion. You act like LeBron won those titles by himself, and we're gonna get that. We're gonna get there as well. Let me keep going. Let me press my claim, Reverend. So he went to Miami to learn leadership. He went to Miami to surround himself because he didn't go to just any team. He could have gone to Chicago. He could have gone to the Knicks. He could have gone to the Nets at the time, if you remember. But no, he went to Pat Riley and to his big brother, Dwayne Wade, who had already established a culture of winning because the Heat didn't need LeBron James to win a championship. We had one 4 years before he got there. It doesn't matter. He had none, J.E. You all act like LeBron is the reason why the Miami Heat have a ring to begin with. Who was the Finals MVP in 2006? It wasn't Hill. It was Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade was already a champion before LeBron got there, was he not?
You were.
So this whole notion that LeBron came to Miami and lifted them is bogus to me because you joined already a winning culture. If LeBron had not come to Miami, we could have still gotten Stoudemire that year. We could have still gotten JoJo Johnson that year. Bosh would have still won. And it doesn't matter what happened to LeBron 7 years before he won the championship.
So we were up in the series.
We were. I'm saying we because I'm still. We were.
Here's what coaching does.
Now it's coaching.
Absolutely. Coaching put them in a position to do what Pop did to LeBron a couple years earlier. They forced him to shoot and close down the paint. So then, where was your all-world Mr. Wade, who should have picked up the slack then and carried us the MVP of the finals previously? He should have picked up the slack. Bosh should have picked up the slack. Everybody want to down my boy for that one series, which I think is the greatest damper to his legacy. But he wasn't the only person on that team then. But then when we talk about winning, then everybody wants to come back like you and give Wade credit. Wade was hurt Wade was beat up. He showed up in some games. Bosh disappeared and later would say it's hard to play alongside LeBron. Where were they in the Dallas series?
Did you do your homework before you came to talk to me about this Dallas series? Because Dwayne Wade averaged 25.
Come on, man.
Gentlemen, here's the thing. I know that you all can go on and on and on and back and forth about this. And I'm going to let y'all, but on your own time, okay? On your own time. So to wrap this all up, we've heard all your points. I want to know in 3 words, what constitutes as greatness? If you could put greatness into 3 words for our viewers and myself, we're going to let them decide who's the greatest, LeBron or Michael Jordan or Jesus. Because really, it sounds like 2 preachers just tag teaming just a couple seconds ago. Okay? So in 3 words or less, or whatever you got, what constitutes as greatness? Go ahead, John.
Will to win. Michael Jordan embodied the will to win by any means necessary. And it worked 6 times. It worked. And
that was 21 words.
He never had to see defeat because of the will
35,
to win.
40.
Thank you.
41. Go ahead, J.E.
So do I get 41 words too?
No, you don't.
3 words, lifting up others. That's what greatness is for me. Lifting up others. And LeBron embodies that in every aspect of the game, on and off the court.
Lifting up others and will to win. Well, you put those together and you got the perfect combination. Thank you guys so much for joining us today and sharing your picks. Hopefully everybody watching can go out in their own lives and be the greatest versions of themselves. Thank y'all so much for tuning into the Parsonage. We love y'all and there's nothing you can do about it. Later.
You gonna ride with me from the Nissan to the tour bus, yeah. How can you make it without making somebody mad? Show me how I'm running through the money, boy. I gotta go get me a bag. Go get the bag. Go get the bag.